Hey, welcome to Planet Hex. I'm Andrew Horn. This is a show where I talk about a lot of cult movies, a lot of VHS tapes, VHS culture, retro stuff like comics, games, music, the writing life. So I'm an author of books like VHS Ate My Brain and VHS Ate My Brain 2 The Revenge and a bunch of other stuff, lots of fiction, lots of non-fiction, and a bunch of other things, comics, magazines, and that sort of thing. If you are new to the channel, hello, welcome. This is a safe space. Come hang out, be yourself. It's a great place to be. I'm going to talk some retro stuff tonight. Tonight I want to talk about the state of the VHS collecting scene. Here in 2025, things have changed a bit over the last few years. So I originally put out VHS Ate My Brain in 2014 and the revised edition in 2023, and last year in 2024 the sequel, The Revenge. And over those years I've seen this scene change and develop and evolve, and it's so cool. And it remains something that's really exciting to be part of. So there are the conventions, there are cats opening the kitchen door. Sorry if you could hear that. There are conventions around, there's all kinds of social media, there's YouTube as you see here, there's, well, you are on YouTube, there's Twitch channels, there's books, magazines, there's gatherings, all kinds of stuff like that. I was one myself, Tape Stock 2, back in October. I did a book signing there of the VHS books I've done and hung out with a load of tape heads there, and it was just the best. Speaking of which, if you look up here, there, Andrew, the guy in the blue there, that's Phil. He shot some stuff at Tape Stock last year, and he's put a video out all about the wild world of VHS collectors and why collect retro. If you take a look at that video, you'll see a footage in there of me being interviewed there while doing a book signing at the 80s Video Shop in Alfreton, so do check that out. Before we go on, yes, I mentioned in the last video where I put some Art Block era clips up that my life is going through some changes. It is the change of circumstances, and I'll be moving to a new place soon, so the surroundings will change. Not going too deep into that, but yeah, I'm going to move. There's going to be a new place, a new look to the things here you see, as well as a new look to the channel, and expanding the content to be more not just VHS, because that is what I love deeply, but there's going to be an expansion content here that I hope you'll be enjoying as much as I will enjoy making it. I'm sure I'll enjoy making it. It's fun doing this stuff. I mean, how could it not be? So the state of the VHS collecting scene in 2025 is an interesting one, because we have seen the prices go all over the place. So prices of stuff like on eBay, Marketplace and so on, and different outlets where you can buy stuff has just been ridiculous. The variation has been insane. I've seen some just this evening, I've seen some crazy variation and stuff, which I'm going to get to in a little bit. So some things are very cheap, some things are obscenely expensive, some things are in between, but it never seems to settle into a sort of steady area. It never seems to settle, and that's fine. Things change quickly depending on demand, depending on a number of factors. Say something, a spin-off or something, or it gets mentioned in something that's big at the moment, say like with the Stranger Things effect and so on, that's brought a lot of people back to analog media and retro things. There's a lot of different factors involved, but the scene is very strong right here and right now. People are buying tapes, people are buying posters, people are buying collectibles to do with this era and this crazy time. So not just tapes though. I am meaning like the streaming services. There's a lot of retro themed stuff on there. There's a lot of DVDs and Blu-rays available, special editions of things, and things getting re-released on several things getting re-released on VHS as well. Even some new things like Alien Romulus got a limited edition on VHS, and Terrifier 3 did over in the States anyway. That is so cool to see this stuff bleeding over into what is essentially the mainstream when you think about it, when it's compared to this scene that we are in. But I've had a look around at some stuff that I wanted to talk about. So if you just put up VHS collecting on YouTube, there is a wealth of stuff. So there's Phil's video, Phil with a double L. Look that up. It's a really cool channel, and he's a lovely bloke. But there's a load of stuff on here about finding VHS tapes. Although now I say that, there is a short there called "Stop Collecting VHS Tapes." No, I don't want to stop collecting VHS tapes. They rule. Now I've said that, nothing's loading. Fair enough. But there's a load of stuff on there, as well as myself. There's VHS Mikey, Rob's Vintage Video, there's the 80s Video Shop. There are loads and loads and loads of channels on here. There's loads of content that you can find about collecting VHS tapes, and that is really cool. So there's some guys giving tips there. It's just a lot of fun. There's Goosebumps toy merchandise collection. I must have a look at that. I must open that in a new window. VHS hunting in New York. collecting VHS, the disturbing VHS collecting iceberg, disturbing and creepy. The creepy side of VHS collecting. I'm gonna have to open that up and have a look at that later on. And the dark side of VHS collecting. What are we doing? What? We're fine, honestly, we're fine, dude. But there is a load of stuff on VHS on YouTube, on Spotify, on wherever you get your podcasts and things like that. I'm going to take a look at these later on. So if you just search on Google for VHS collecting, there's a load of stuff there. There's books on it. VHS Ate My Brain is a good one, and the VHS Ate My Brain revised edition is even better, and the sequel, if you get those together, hugely recommended. But there's tips for VHS collectors, some of which I agree with, some which I don't. There's guides like VHS Collector. There's stuff that you take with a pinch of salt, like the most expensive VHS tapes, because that is always dodgy to pick up on. There's one of my videos there when I got boxes of free tapes. Awesome. That's nice to know that this stuff works. There's Reddits, there's websites about it. There is so much going on that shows me that this scene is alive and well. But it's not just tapes themselves, it's the aesthetics. It's moving over into music, it's moving over into the styles of production of things, moving over into books, it's moving over into books. In fact, I've got a story here on theatlantic.com from, I think it was like yesterday or so. It might even be today. Yeah, today, January 30th, 2025. There is a feature on the Stranger Things effect coming for the novel. Copper Stories is responding to the fakery of the digital age by embracing the realness of analog objects, and I totally understand that. This has it's become really important to people again, that they have something tangible to connect to, and I really, really enjoy that. So what else have I found online that shows this scene is alive and well? From the 30th of January, so today, to the 9th of February, at the International Film Festival in Rotterdam, there is the VHS Club combined programme. There's a load of stuff here. The community spirit of VHS culture will be revived, where collectors will share highlights from their archives with video fans and experts on the low-res format. Man, that sounds so good. I wish I could go to that. Look at that. The screenings. VHS Club, copyright Creative Commons and copyleft. Exploring history of skate videos. VHS Market. How to Pirate Workshop. No. That's really, really cool. There's a load of stuff on there that's going to take in a large audience. There are clubs here. There's like the Savoy Cinema that shows classic things through the Loft Theatre. There's the Nottingham Bad Movie Club. There's so much stuff going on that shows that these things are still of great interest. There's a guide to VHS tape collecting over on collectorshive.com, and that's like from last year, but I think it still shows a lot of interest. There's Reddits to look through. There's collector's editions to look through on sites like eBay and Marketplace and things. There are clubs on Facebook and other sites, as I mentioned, like UK VHS Collectors United. That's got 3,500 members. You know, I have joined that one. I'm on so many of these clubs. There's, like I say, there's more Reddits there. I found loads of Reddits when looking stuff up for this video tonight. And I'm going to look at the horrifying world of VHS collectors as well. And I'll get back to you about those features that I found on there. So what I am going to mention here is the difference in prices that I mentioned earlier to start the video. So going to faithful old eBay, I've just done VHS Horror X Rental. I've noticed some things straight away that were a surprise. So we've got Terror at London Bridge for £200 there. Someone is asking for that. Someone's asking $39.99 for Don't Answer the Phone. Awesome. Someone's asking $17.99 for Nightbreed. Fair enough. I think the copy I've got was about a tenner. Nights of Terror, $14.99. But this has interested me. We've got a big box of Friday the 13th and a big box of Neon Maniacs from different sellers, 99p. This copy of Neon Maniacs has been, copies of Neon Maniacs have been going for like £20-30 and above, and this one is listed at 99p. 2 days, 20 hours left on it. Of course, I've placed a bid on it now, but that's really interesting to see that these things starting off and staying at a low price. Things that are not on Buy It Now are maintaining a pretty low price, so that's really, really cool. We've got People Under the Stairs for a tenner. That's a good price. Crazy film. This one made my eyes pop out. Island of Death, £1,200. Now, that's a crazy price. I don't even like Island of Death, but I could see it would go for a couple of hundred, but that is a crazy price for that. £40 for the Fog, cut cover or something. That I'm not sure about that. Halloween 2 X rental. Sorry, it's a small box X rental, but it is an X rental. £2.99. It's Creepshow, the Intervision edition of Creepshow. It's 3 days left, and it's at £2. That's fantastic. I've seen copies of that shift for about £20 plus. I did sell one for about 20 at one point. There's the Palace version of Basket Case, £22.99. That's a great price. So if you look for things, you will find a great variation in these prices. Depending on what you're after, you can build a considerable and satisfying VHS collection without paying a fortune. So the state of the VHS collecting scene in 2025, what's it like? It's alive and well, it's doing well. There's spin-offs that are keeping it in the public awareness. Those of us that were there with the video store era still loving it, still seeing what we can find. Prices are going up and down depending where you go, depending where you buy. Film fairs are going to be up. They're going to be a bit more, just because of, you know, the people that have the stores that these things have to pay a lot to get them into the festivals and so on. So do look around at the outlets that are available. Do still go to the events. Do still check those out. It's always good to meet like-minded people who know what they're talking about and know what you guys are after and why you are after it. So yeah, it's alive and well. It's alive and kicking, and here's to a great year ahead. So I'm Andrew Horn. This is Planet Hex. This is where I talk about cult movies and VHS and music and a bunch of other stuff. It's my first VHS video of 2025, and there's going to be many, many more to come. So look out for those. Please do like and subscribe if you haven't already. You don't have to. It's not obligatory, but it would be really cool if you did. And thank you for watching this episode of Planet Hex.